start off from Parliament, where the minority leader has maintained the Electoral Commission does not have any legal justification for the compilation of the new register, in spite of the Commission's insistence to go ahead with the creation of the new register. Now, Haruna Idrisu argued that the EC intends to phase out 6,300 out of the 33,000 polling centres, a situation he believes would disenfranchise electorates. The EC appeared before the Special Budget Committee to brief them on its preparedness towards the compilation of the electoral roll. Listen to Mr. Idrisu, who says his side of the House is not satisfied with answers provided by the chairperson.
One, having listened to her, I feel profoundly troubled in my heart for the future of Ghana's democracy. And I feel disappointed that in her answers to questions at the committee level, she made two significant worrying statements that the people of Ghana must know. To paraphrase her words, they intend to phase out the registration exercise in some 6,300 registration centers out of the 33,000 registration centers across the country. That troubles my heart because Article 42 will not be observed in essence through making available to Ghanaian people a legitimate and guaranteed right they are entitled to under Article 42. Phase out registration exercise. Not absolute, not countrywide, not in every registration center, and not in their 333,000 gazetted polling stations. So it means that the number they are given today contradicts what has been officially gazetted. So take note of that. The second matter, which is even more worrying, she does not seem to understand the essence of data synchronization and data harmonization. In her answers to a simple question, she stated, I'm paraphrasing again, they do not intend to use the data of the National Identification Authority. So what will they do with National ID card? Any person walks there, no opportunity for verification, no opportunity for authentication. She emphasized that they would use it only for purpose of identity, that you are a citizen of Ghana. So she does not understand what it means to share data, to synchronize and to harmonize the data. If any of you have a Ghana card, the chip in it, if you build it into a dedicated and a well-built software and hardware, your biodata must necessarily show up, and you should be able to verify and authenticate it at that polling station. I do not see a cooperation and I do not see a collaboration, even though that have been made an essential primary reference document. But her assurance is that they would accept it only for purpose of identity, that you are a Ghanaian. Naturally, we had made the request that she should appear before our committee. Better late than never.
Well, my colleague Kwesi Parker-Wilson is monitoring that meeting in Parliament. He joins us live. Parker, we have heard from the minority on why they think the Commission is still unprepared for the upcoming registration. But what have you gleaned in terms of the assurances the EC boss, Jean Mensa, and her team have been given the Subsidiary Legislation Committee?
Okay, so but I didn't get the question right, but if you're asking about what happened a while ago, we are told that the committee has already formed its opinion on the EC's justification, and very soon they will put together a report and submit it to the plenary for members of parliament to debate the report. But essentially, as we heard from the minority leader, Haruna Iddrisu, they are not satisfied with the explanation as advanced by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. I made my own checks with some of the members of parliament, especially from the majority who were in that meeting, and they tell me that all the things that the minority leader said were untrue. I mean, that's the point they were making. And fortunately for me, just a while ago, I met the deputy chair of the commission, that is Dr. Bosman Asari, who had just come out from another meeting, and he tells me that it is untrue that they are reducing the polling stations, that they are phasing out about 6,300, but rather because they are doing a cluster system where they are merging some of the polling stations. That is why the minority leader is interpreting that they are reducing some of the polling stations. Again, he mentioned that with the issue of new constituencies, they never mentioned it, and that the EC is not going to create any new constituencies for the conduct of the December polls. And finally, the issue of contention with the use of the NIA's data, that's the National Identification Authority's data. According to Dr. Bosman Asari, they never mentioned anywhere that they were going to use the data for the registration, and that they were only going to use the card, that is the Ghana card, as a form of registration, identification for the registration. So if you come with a Ghana card, then you are qualified or eligible to be registered as a voter. So these are some of the things that Dr. Bosman Asari has been telling us, but we are yet to get an official statement from the majority. In fact, we picked up information that the majority leader himself, Mr. Bonsu, will be addressing the press right after the chamber. Right. So clearly we heard from the minority they are not convinced with the EC's responses. In fact, as you indicated, they're saying some machines have not been procured, and we are less than 2 weeks away from the registration. So what does the NDC side want done in light of all these concerns that they have raised? Well, so they said they were going to caucus meeting, put together all the things the Electoral Commission, the chairperson of the commission said, and actually come out with an official position on the way forward. But for now, they just want Ghanaians or the electorate to appreciate the inconsistency in the pronouncement or the explanation of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. But in due course, definitely they'll let us know their position on the matter, even after the EC has come to justify the reason why they want to create a new register for the December polls. And very quickly, Parker, we know that the commission is before the Special Budget Committee. Do we have any idea about the budget that the EC is presenting to Parliament and how much they want to spend? Not yet, but of course we know that the Electoral Commission is procuring some PPEs for electoral officers for just the registration exercise, and of course the elections as well. And according to Haruna Iddrisu, they are spending about 1.5 million Ghana cedis on that. That is quite worrisome. Haruna Iddrisu says that they are going to make a request from the EC to make a detailed expenditure on what they need to do, so what they want to do. So we don't have an idea of how much they want to spend going for it, but this is the information that we have picked up from the meeting.